Good evening, metalheads and hardcore kids. Welcome to Metal to the Core, a podcast about metalcore, hardcore, deathcore, and so much more. I'm your host, Kevin to the Core. This week, we don't got Felix, or Flexi Felix, as you know him as. I believe he's on a cruise, having some fun, getting into some mischief, being a degenerate, I'd say. Here filling in, because he's such a big guy, I need two guys to fill in for him. So I got friends of the show. We got what was it? Vicious Vinny.
Vicious Vinny, that's what it is.
And
it's not short, but it's for real, bro. You're the one who came up with it.
George the Giant.
There we go.
I like George the Giant.
I don't know why.
I was gonna say Gorgeous George, but I was like, I don't want to say that.
No, that was a wrestler, wasn't it?
All right, so for everyone to get like a quick little feel about you guys, Vinny, what are you into in the realm of metal and hardcore stuff?
Very much just metalcore in general. A little math rock here and there.
Math Rocky. I mean, it's true. He does like Kovet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, it's just very random. I do like some noise stuff.
Cool.
Other than that, no.
George the Giant.
I mean, I like hardcore, metalcore. But I recently found out through looking at songs for the show that I like technical deathcore.
Cool.
Yeah, really random. I was like, I dig this. I'm okay with this.
But let's not make you sound too big. You do really enjoy pop punk.
Yeah, but that doesn't fall into this category.
Yeah, it does, because that's what we're going to be talking about this week. So over us, or maybe at this point it would have already been done by now, the user submission song this week is Russia's Akra?
Let me say Akra.
Akra?
There's two R's.
There's like two R's, like Akra.
Akra?
Yeah, Akra.
Yeah.
No, not Akra like the car. Akra.
Akra. Oh, that's me pronouncing Acura with an accent. So Russia's Akra, their song is To the Clouds, off of their brand new EP Dogma that just came out on Sunday, August 25th, which I believe we've all checked out. It's pretty damn good.
Pretty solid.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's cool.
too big on this actual song, but the EP is actually pretty good.
It's weird how it's always foreign. A thing on the podcast is always like, oh, Australian bands are always incredible. But specifically when it's really heavy shit like metalcore, like this, especially technical metalcore, like what Akra is, Russia for some reason always sticks out. In Germany, they're always fucking awesome. They really know how to hone aggression and then the intricacies of technicality. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, so this song is To the Clouds, which is awesome. Thank you guys for this submission. Again, from off their EP that just came out on Sunday, August 25th, Dogma. I'd describe them as kind of like what George alluded to, like tech death. They're like a tech, not really tech deathcore. Let me hold back. There's like a technical metalcore.
Yeah.
Right, because then they have those, I wouldn't want to say awkward, but it's a little jarring, those atmospheric points.
The bipolar sections, you mean?
Yeah.
Because it's completely not what the song it starts with.
Yeah.
It starts off hard and heavy, and then you get this nice, this is nice. It's relaxing. What kind of song is this again? And then back into it.
It opens up into the screeching. So
yeah.
What we've mentioned on the podcast before is I've described that as it sounds like you're changing the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
And
so.
then you hit back, like on the remote, you hit back to go to the previous channel, and you go back to the screams and stuff.
Punch transition.
But that's the interesting part. Typically, when you have that soft moment in the middle there, you'll have some lighter singing on it.
Right, and
he still belches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just goes right at it. I'm okay.
To me, it's cool.
Yeah.
Especially in tech metalcore, and then I know since you guys are not as into it as I am, but I could tell there's an accent in the singing. So I was like, that's cool of Russian styled accented screams over melodies.
I don't know why I'm so amused about that. You can actually tell there's an accent?
Yeah,
of course.
That's insane.
It's
that
not
takes some serious ear.
Yeah, seriously. Something that I've done since with my friendship with Felix, previous co-host who's not here with us this week. We've pinpointed this habit of when we're listening to something brand new and we're really enjoying the instrumentation, we could single out instruments. And it's funny, I've never met anyone else that could do that other than people who, like, let's say, do music theory. But non-music theory people that I know of is only me and Felix. And then, like, we can, like, hear the bass part, like a whole song, just listen to the bass, just listen to the drums. And it's super difficult, but, we're nearing our 30s now, and we've been into metal for so long and whatnot. So it's like, it's something that we've honed over the years.
That's interesting. That's something I can do with metal because I obviously haven't listened to it as much as you have.
Right.
But a genre that I have listened to a lot is EDM. So when it comes to EDM, I can hear the mixes when they're being mixed in and out on the different instruments. Well, not instruments, but the virtual instruments that are being used for it.
So you blur out or you
signal out.
Single
zero
out.
Focus on that.
Yeah, you zero in on just what you want to focus on.
Exactly.
Right, and that takes some hell of practice.
And that's when I can hear, like, when DJs mess up in something.
Yeah.
Because I can be like, oh, that was not supposed to sound like that.
To me, it's actually a bigger annoyance, especially when you're live. And you're watching band live, and it's like, oh, I heard that.
Yeah, but you just roll with it because that's the good thing about live is that you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, it's the raw. It's the rawness of it is what makes it cool. What makes it better.
I love when they just flow with it and they just keep going.
So again, that was To the Clouds, Russia's Accra, off their EP Dogma. We're gonna move on to the big shit of the week. I'm sorry, big hit. My bad. After the big hit, we'll of course do our picks, which if you're brand new to the show, we divide them by something heavy, which is our chugs of choice, something soft, which is our melody at the moment, and then something random, which we call it our wild card. And then after that, we'll end the show with our review of the new Kentucky Boys, the new Knock Loose album, because that shit slaps.
It does.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
does. So like I said, the big hit of the week, or like I alluded to, the big shit of the week, was the new Ocala, Florida's A Day to Remember from our state. A Day to Remember came out with a new single called Degenerates. And a band that's very prominent for mixing in their hardcore sound and kind of almost generic cookie cutter metalcore chugginess, but then they mix in another generic sound of pop punk. So then they created this cool new blender flavor.
I'm not a fan of it.
Ooh.
I'm really
say that out loud.
I'm not a fan of it. It's honestly irreverent.
And it's funny because this is for your demographic, Vinny.
You know what it sounds like to me? Panic at the Disco. You know what I hate? Panic at the Disco. It's just not for me.
Wow.
It's just not for me at all. It feels like you're drowning out the good singer with metal music, but it doesn't blend well to me. I don't know. It's not my taste.
So to me, it's funnier because this is, since I want to say, what was after Homesick? Common Courtesy, George?
Yeah, I want to say it.
Yeah. Since that album, I've stopped caring about A Day to Remember because since Homesick, I was like, okay, I kind of get that the pop chord, aspects and the melodic and the, harmonies were kind of overwhelming the metalcore heaviness. And I was like, okay, it's cool. It's this cool new blender thing. But since that, there's been all these enormous explosion of copycat bands. And it's just been insanity after insanity. The sound died out. We're now 2019. No one does that anymore. And if you still do, you're older. You're part of the old guard, like I did remember, who's still doing it. And it's still doing it right. But it's still like, what new people are you bringing in? So I guess since that, after that album, Common Courtesy, George, I think you could confirm.
It's actually after Homesick was What Separates Me From You.
Yes, that's the one. Since that one, they start getting really pop punky. And then Common Courtesy, if I remember correctly, they try to bring back some heaviness.
When it comes to like pop rock and just pop.
Anything?
Anything.
Just in general. Like,
because it's just the clean singing and then it just sounds punky.
Before, right? Pup? Like the pup rock?
Right, that's what that is. Because it's punk, but it's played with purely clean vocals.
Yeah, but I feel like when you're drowning that out with the metal, it just doesn't mix well to me.
It's funny hearing that from someone like young and like, again, like you're the demographic, Vinny. It's so funny.
It's not for me.
But I can't stand it. Like, but again, I'm not the demographic. I'm a 29-year-old, mathcore fan who I used to be really into. They remember back with Have Heart, Homesick, like the heavier albums. That the clean singing was sprinkled in and whatnot, but it was only in the chorus, maybe in the gang vocals. Hell, even the gang vocals were screams.
Yeah.
Through, like I was alluding to with George, with every other album, they got. I don't want to say they got softer because they still stayed with some of the punkiness and the hardcore vibes, but they just got more melodic and it was more cleans. And it's like, dude, like I get Jeremy, I get it. You have a good voice, but you have a great screaming voice. Scream, man.
I mean, it could very well be, because I know this happens to a lot of singers like that his vocal cords just can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
And then they have to change it up. A prime example of that is, and I know you're just going to laugh at me, Kevin, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. His first album, he belched his heart out. You could feel it. And then progressively, he did more singing, because that kills your vocal cords bleed after a concert. You kind of want to take a step back from that style of singing.
It's just, man, it's been years, and I've seen them live so much because the fiance is such a big fan of theirs. And it's like, he could do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I get maybe it has taken a strain on him over these years. Because, again, bro, I've been a fan of them since, I want to say, mid-college or even earlier. And by then, they had already come out with Heart, for those who have Heart. And then, because, George, you have out here their studio albums, and their name was Treason, I think, and their name was Treason had their, the plot and the bomb. Fuck, man, I'm forgetting all those.
Well, I mean, this is from like 2005, 2006.
Yes, I was in high school.
Yeah, it's okay for you to not remember every single
Yeah, but
song.
I know I didn't get into them in high school.
I got into them a little
Heartless.
bit in high school.
Yes,
But it was more after high school that I really, with For Those Who Have Heart,
yeah,
that's when I started to get into them more. And then the Homesick was just
To me, it was the right in between that. So I was getting really into For Those Who Have Heart, and then Homesick came out, and I'm like, I love them. And literally through that year, 2009, I'm like, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Well, I mean, your taste was evolving at that time.
Well, not only that, it was, again, immediately after Homesick, or around that same time, a fuck ton of metalcore and hardcore bands came out with very similar shit, of sounding just like that, incorporating clean singing and pop punky aspects. And it just
drowned the whole sound thing out.
Exactly. So then back to the song, Degenerates, it's only that. It's only pop punk. There is nothing heavy about it. Maybe it's got some like bouncy vibes to it, but underlining it. But overall, it's a clean song.
Yeah.
There's some gang vocals, and the gang vocals are singing a song.
Yeah.
And it's to me again, like I'm not a fan of it. It's not for me. If those of you, and I know George, you are a fan of it, it's like I'm not trying to dog shit on it, but at the same time, it's like even for what it is, like even if Vinny's alluding to, even for what it is, it's not the best version of what they could do.
And I have to agree. That's why I wanted to make this one of my picks for the songs later on, but I had to just kind of throw it to the side because there's so much stuff that's better, even in the same category as them.
Wow.
And it's a little frustrating because I still like them and I like their music, but I'm just like, yeah, it could have been better.
You wanted to love it.
I wanted to love it. And even their other song that was released recently with DJ Marshmello, which right now I can't even remember the name of the song. That's how forgettable it was. It just
that's a mix up. I probably went over my head, but Marshmello,
and I didn't remember that.
It was just them chugging a bit, and then clean
Marshmello doing his
vocals.
thing.
And clean vocals, yeah.
I guess somebody's out there
With like an electronic beat breakdown in the middle.
Plenty of bands done that. In Flames, I've done it with Pendulum.
That's a fantastic mix.
Yeah. Self versus Self. I still remember that one because it was great.
Was that your introduction to Pendulum?
No, I got into them in Silico.
Oh,
Is that the equivalent of Skrillex hanging out with rappers?
Christ. Hey,
Is it?
that's weird.
Post Malone hangs out with hardcore kids.
I guess.
But that makes more sense because he came from hardcore originally.
Okay. But
If it works, it works. Somebody's listening.
Skrillex is a producer. What
They're making
do rappers need? They need beats. They need a producer.
Yeah, like A$AP Rocky. You know that song. I don't even know the name of it, but everybody knows it. It's just one of those bangers from the early 2000s. Or like 2010s.
But I feel like we're getting super sidetracked.
Yeah. I get it.
That's it. Just goes to show like how little we cared about this degenerate song by David Remembers. We're going off on a tangent, and I didn't even want to stop you. So whatever. So now we're gonna move on to our picks. Like always, I always start with the co-host, so I'll start with you guys. Unless, let's say, I know this is new for you two. Would you want me to start and just follow my lead?
Please do, sir.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right. So let's do this. So we'll start with mine, and I'll work my way up. So me, Vinny, then George. So my chugs of choice this week was this song Moreland called was called Flourish.
Flourish.
Because Flourish.
Flourish.
Wow, I'm an idiot. I literally read that like a fucking idiot. Because I read it like flower-ish.
Kind of like Covet.
Yeah, like covet, but it's supposed to be covet.
Covet. Yeah.
Nah, I'm a fucking Neanderthal. I wonder how do I have a fucking podcast? But then again, so is Joe Rogan.
Hot take.
Hot take for me.
So the song is Flourish by the band Moreland. And it's funny, I really want to quickly look them up now if they're from Australia or not. Because they sound this is my hot take, even though it's my own pick. They sound exactly like Australia's the Bayshore band In Heart's Wake, but In Heart's Wake never did clean singing. So this song, Flourish by Moreland, is just chuggy. It's fucking deep. It's basic metalcore 101, but it's just done so well because that, to me, what really elevates it is those vocals fucking destroy the track, man.
And allow me to
It's
say,
so good.
the music video is also great with all the fluorescent shit going on.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I forget when I first hear songs, it's with a music video. And since it's mostly at work, I tend to just like minimize and keep working. So I forget about the video. But yeah, to me, like that's my hot take is like they sound just like Australian metalcore bands In Heart's Wake as if they never incorporate clean singing. And even that they never do melodies. Now, almost to a fault, they sound like, again, like In Heart's Wake, as if they're only doing mosh music. So it's my chugs of choice because it's overwhelmingly chuggy. There's nothing more else to the song, and it's kind of aggravating. I don't know. What did you guys think of it, Vinny?
It was just really solid in general. I don't really have an opinion about it. But I listened to it twice over. I just really enjoyed the video. Just consistent.
It's exactly what my thoughts is. It's just cool chugs.
Yeah.
George?
Well, one of the main things that I think about when I listen to a new song from metal is how I'm gonna react in the pit. Because I'm always in the headspace that I'm gonna be in the pit listening to this, and I honestly thought this would be something great to just hop in the pit and go wild in.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
But this is one of those like something will break out.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be ass, blood, and guts everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know about ass. Jesus. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen.
All right, I'll give you that. So who wants to go next, Vinny?
Yeah, of course.
All right, tell me your chugs of choice this
My
week.
chug of choice this week was Breakdowns at Tiffany's.
Already, that's just the best band.
It's pretty. I believe you mentioned this band to us once as a joke.
It was
I actually
a joke.
looked it up, and it was actually pretty damn good. This actually came out this Saturday, I believe.
That's right. It's not even out on streaming.
Yeah.
I have to go to YouTube to hear it.
And it's one of those songs that came out with a music video. It's called Eternal Lords. And it's all round chug. It's just consistent all the way through. It's a little bit heavy. The singing is awesome. I can tell you that for sure. Did you listen to the song?
It's funny that you're ending with that tidbit, Vinny, because I think I agree with you. It's almost unnecessarily heavy. Like my choice was Moreland. It's like they're going for, we need the banger for the pit. And Eternal Lords sounds like it's Breakfast at Tiffany's banger for the pit, because it's not only a banger and it's perfect for the pit. There's also really good sound quality.
Absolutely.
Again, it's true. I've mentioned the band to you, and that's how you check them out.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's never had the best sound production before, so then hearing it now for the first time, this new song Eternal Lords, I was like, finally they worked on their sound production. But I'm like, wait, but why is the singing still dog shit? So I disagree with your point of like of the vocals being dope. I think what bothers me with the vocals is it's boring. I don't have a specific problem with his tone. It's that, dude, change it. That's it.
I can see how there's 100 other bands that sound just like this one, but I really enjoy the instrumentals in general for this band. So I will stick with my opinion. I think it's incredibly dope, and that's being that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to change it.
Yeah.
Your thing is, it's just really, it's incredibly mundane in a corner of metalcore where it's beyond oversaturated to a point like this thing has cysts and tumors. You know what I mean? Like,
that shit's just getting ugly at some point.
right. So it's like, and then the only way you stick out is like it's most of the time a singer.
Yeah.
You know, it could do highs, lows, sing, scream, something else with your mids. But he only does mids and lows, and it's like, dude, that's it. Right, and
entry level.
Right, it's entry level. It's Chugs 101. It's like, dude, I got it. What more can you give me?
Why can't you bring to the table?
Right, and it's like,
well, it's the first single to their album, and I'm excited to look at it.
Yeah, I'm for sure gonna check it out. Especially again with a name like that, Breakfast at Tiffany's. George, what do you think?
I mean, pretty much what you were saying, that it was just kind of like entry level, basic 101 Chugs. There wasn't really anything uniquely identifying about the singer, but the audio quality was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, for this band who's never sounded this good, it's top notch.
That's one of the things that always bugs me about a lot of bands is when their audio mixing is bad and you can't really hear either the singer or the drums or something gets drowned out. And since it was nicely done, I mean, I enjoyed it that much more for it.
Dope. All right, so now since we left off on you, what was your Chugs of choice?
I went with Counterparts.
Hey, them boys.
Absolutely.
You have to say it like that because that's what their friends got. Like, them boys and Counterparts.
Them boys and Counterparts. Well, mainly because you actually showed them to me, I think it was maybe a year or a year and a half ago.
And it was perfectly timed because we saw them live together.
Exactly. And, I mean, it was just, I really liked the song, but even more so, I liked the video.
Oh, the VHS
yes,
stuff?
That style of video. That was like a VHS.
Was it a 4:3 ratio?
Exactly.
It's awesome.
And it looked like it was actual like their live concerts and stuff that they played at and everything.
It looked like our show should have belonged there.
Yes, 110%. I mean,
do you remember the name of the venue? It's been bothering me. The venue when we saw them at. I can't remember. I don't know. It's been bothering the fuck out of me.
Was it the one like way up?
Yeah, it was
Kelsey Theater.
Yes, it was Kelsey Theater because it was in Oakland Park.
No, more. It was further north.
Further than that? Fuck.
Dude, we drove in at like an hour and 20 minutes.
It was way past Boco, no?
No, it wasn't way past. It was about an hour and 20 minute drive, an hour and 10 minutes.
Man, that's the typical South Florida metalhead like problem. That should be a meme, like Florida metalhead problem.
Always driving.
Concerts on Wednesdays. It's
Tuesday.
So odd.
No, thank God it was a Saturday.
This one was actually a Saturday.
Yeah, and it was fun. Fuck. It was so. And then now Counterparts is coming back, and here and on a Saturday again.
Exactly. Which I'm perfectly okay with.
And closer this time, Margate.
Yeah.
I'll have to join for that one.
I'm ready to just hop in there into the pit and get drop kicked in the chest or something. Just murder me.
I think you really like getting hit, no?
No,
it's fun.
I'm bringing back.
No, absolutely. I play football. I know what
Right.
getting hit feels like. He's just really enjoying it for some reason.
I wanted to prep everything by saying, if I hear a new song, I'm imagining myself in the pit and what I'm doing.
Okay.
And if I'm going in the pit, it's a good song.
Right. So then this new song, Wings of Nightmares from melodic hardcore band Counterparts, what is your overall opinion of it?
Overall opinion, it's fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I can't remember if this was the new song we heard live. Because they said, like, oh, this is a new song.
There was so much going on. I'm not sure.
True, you were the one going nuts. I was in the pit. I was directly behind the pit, Vinny. Just
hanging out.
No, and because I was with the fiance at the time, so I was like, I'm just gonna chill here, block the violence away from her, enjoy the show. And again, it's like I'm all moshed out, man. I used to do that, and I'm done. Yeah.
You got your
after your injury, I can understand.
Well, even my injury with the thing on my back, and I was already a couple years after I've already I'm tired.
You bowed out?
Yeah, I already bowed out away from the pit.
You earned your service star, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. Vinny, what do you think of the song?
I really like Counterparts, especially their singing.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
Brendan Murphy is amazing.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and he's featured on another single that we're actually talking about later.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do know.
But yeah, Counterparts, I can't wait for them to come here. The single is fucking awesome. This is up my alley. I've mentioned Counterparts before and plenty of other bands in comparison on the show because I love their brand of melodic hardcore, of that throaty screams. He could hit those mids and highs, and then when he goes low with those fucking breakdowns, it's disgusting,
It's
man.
made for the mosh.
Right, and then the guitar is layered where there's chugginess and still melody throughout the entire fucking song. Where if you like that practice that George and I have mentioned of like if you zero in, if you zero out and focus on just one instrument at a time, you could literally hear multiple layers of guitar work, even though it's simply just hardcore music. So I will always hold Counterparts to such a standard on such high regard and so close to my heart, man. I love this fucking band.
Absolutely.
yeah, they're artists.
Yeah,
In
I
every
think
sense of the word.
scroll down there, George, because I know this is the first single announcing a new album. Fuck, it doesn't say it there. And the worst part, I posted it today on the Metal to the Core podcast Instagram.
Oh, that's terrible.
I have it. Hold on, I got it right
Pull it up
here.
real quick.
It is Nothing Else. Jesus, Nothing Else to Love. Very emo, Jesus.
Quite emo.
There's Nothing Else to Love coming out in November. Fuck, it's so far. But hopefully that gives us more bangers throughout, once
Yeah.
a month. That'd be dope. So that was what, George? Your Chugs? Chugs of choice?
Yeah, that was my Chugs of choice.
Thank you for not choosing something light. I would have killed you.
I'm not trying to be like Felix.
Oh.
I hope he hears this
Don't wanna
one.
go out there. Oof.
It's funny, but we'll revisit that because of your other choice. So now we're gonna move on to something light, which we call Melody at the Moment. Once again, since I started it, I'm gonna start the section as well. And I feel like every new single I have brought up this band, and I really can't wait for the single that's not good enough to me to bring up, and that has yet to happen. So I have brought up 100th on the show every fucking single that they've released this year. Since whatever, Cauterize, and now this new one, Leave Yourself. Leave Yourself, I think, is the most fucking beautiful fucking song. And again, we are talking about melody, so it had to be something really light and super chill. And of course, I had to go with 100th because their brand of shoegaze is so something that I think Vinny doesn't know about shoegaze. So shoegaze rock so you're listening to the song now, right,
Yeah,
Vinny?
absolutely.
So Leave Yourself is essentially what shoegaze is. That West Coast surfer vibe, but mixed with super indie, super hipster, low quality, lo-fi. Like, it has to sound like it's your first song from your mom's basement. There's something about shoegaze that is like, you have to sound like shit to be like, oh, now you're going to be
So
recognized.
this is one of those like incredibly niche things. This just sounds like every cookie cutter indie song.
No,
Oh,
don't do that
I
to
don't,
me.
I don't know.
Dude, no.
I'm
'cause-
gonna take the ignorance plea here. It sounds like every.
But it's funny
indie
because you're
song.
taking that because you are familiar with indie, but indie was born from shoegaze,
Shoegaze.
which
So
is
this is like the OG.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a precursor.
but 100th. Okay, so now to give a history lesson for those of you listening and for you, Vinny, as well, and I'm pretty sure George is not familiar with it either. 100th was a plain old hardcore band,
What?
Oh, that's a
as
180.
hardcore as they could get. I saw them live, and I'm like, fuck yes, this is awesome. The immediate album after I saw them live was Rare. It was called Rare. They dropped all hardcore elements, all screaming. It was just high quality shoegaze. So everyone was like, wait, what the fuck happened? But it sounds like exactly this song, Leave Yourself, where their approach to shoegaze was, we're going to make shoegaze sound good and recorded with, high quality. And the vocals will not be drowned out, even though when the first venture in the shoegaze realm on the Rare album, the vocals were drowned out because they're like, okay, we're going to do shoegaze, but better, but we're going to do all the tropiness. And it was really fucking annoying where the guitar work was just strumming and it would drown out the vocals. on their later stuff, it started clearing up. They started letting the instrumentation like space out and whatnot. Now on this song, Leave Yourself, I think it's the perfect amalgamation of the previous two singles, where whatever was possibly the most, I really don't want to say poppy, but it is the most mainstream one. It's the most accessible. Cauterize was like, okay, we're still shoegazy, but hi-fi shoegaze. And now Leave Yourself is just like, it sounds like surfer music, bro. Like, it's the best amalgamation of those two things. But that's crazy that you're saying that, like, it sounds like whatever indie music.
Yeah, it's kind of, I didn't know it was like the precursor to all of it.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds like anything The Neighborhood would drop in like 2012, 2013.
Wow.
Which is like, okay, just another throwaway song. But now when you put it in context, it's kind of just like, oh, these people figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, like, I was listening to it, they're not approaching indie music. Indie music, like exactly what you just said, it's what came out of shoegaze. And they're approaching shoegaze of like, how about we make shoegaze good?
Which I can definitely hear that in the audio, in the quality and everything.
Yeah.
It's super clean.
You actually comprehend what the singer's saying.
Not just comprehending what the singer says, I can hear each instrument individually.
Yes.
And they're so clean sounding, and it fits so well with the melodies, the guitar, the percussions, everything's nice.
To me, this sounded like playing like the indie Spotify playlist and just letting it go.
You know what I thought when I first heard it? I thought I was, this isn't on 104.3 The Shark?
Yeah. It belongs there.
It belongs in The Shark. Definitely.
It belongs there. Because this band, you know what they've done since they've dropped the hardcore stuff with her? They even left the whole, straight edge scene or whatever. They've actually approached the DIY, like do it yourself, like thing that bands do, and they've gone 100% on it. They don't tour.
What?
Yeah, since Rare, they've not released another full length album. They've just done EPs, or maybe there was one LP where they again went even more shoegazy, but it was a short thing. It was like 9 songs, so it was like a long EP. But they don't tour. They only tour around the state where they're from, maybe some of the outer rim outskirts states. And all they do is per single or per EP, they come out with new merch, sell it, and use that money to go back in the studio and record the next thing.
So to go back to like your mom's basement thing, they're really sticking to that. Huh?
Yeah.
Just garage music.
That's exactly what it is.
I can respect it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And to your point of like, you just you shuffle the indie playlist on Spotify and you just go. This song, Leave Yourself, essentially sounds like that scenario, Vinny, of like, you just went to the indie spot.
Yeah, and this is just the cookie cutter standard sound.
Right, but specifically, like, it's the end of summer. You're just in the car, windows down. You got your girl in the car next to you, or guy, whatever. Not here to judge. And you're just driving, listening to some fun indie shit on your way to fucking, to get the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Well, hopefully you didn't pay $100 to get it over the weekend.
Yeah, but you've heard me complain a million times about the indie playlist on Spotify.
Yes.
So it's like hearing this, I saw it on the list, and I was like, oh. There must be something to this because I don't understand it, and I wanted to ask.
But isn't it maddening that like I'm telling you about this at a metal podcast, and you're like, why is this not in that playlist?
100%. Now that you say it,
not enough people listen to it. That's usually the main issue. Not enough people listen to it.
Yeah, because again, since dropping the hardcore, they alienated their fans.
Yeah,
all they've gained is the leftover fans of who's even still into shoegaze. And then, those indie heads like Vinny, they pick up on 100, but since they're not the most popular, the most poppy, they're like literally the like second string.
Yeah.
Even third string.
They're the filler on that playlist that is not even on that playlist.
You're killing me, man. Because I 100% disagree, but
no,
I see where you're coming from.
I understand it. It's just like the sound is just not there. Like, I'm not impressed.
Okay, I get it. Do you at least like it, George?
I like it, and to your point of.
But is it something you're put on again?
Yeah, I would put this on again. But literally, when I first started hearing it, I was envisioning myself walking on the beach. So when you said California Surfer, I was like, oh,
you like?
Yeah.
You like long walks on the beach?
Yeah,
explains a lot.
Oh. Yeah, it does.
Hey, I love the beach. I'm a fire sign. I'm an Aries, so I need the water to cool me down.
I've only ever seen George in shoes at work. Outside of that, it's always flip flops.
Yo, I love wearing flip flops.
Jesus.
I know it's the Miami like cliche and everything, but I think of this way. I'm a hobbit. I like having my feet out.
Down to the height. We got it.
Oh, you're a bad. I'm George the Giant. You talking about my height like that?
No. Since we're left off on you, I want to get to your melody at the moment. Then we'll jump to Vinny's.
Also,
He'll go last now for shitting on mine. This is my show, damn it.
Speaking of shitting on people,
Jesus.
well,
Episode title. That's amazing.
It's just Felix kind of got me a little like he got my feathers ruffled when he picked Star Set for his.
Oh God, here we go.
For his chug
Hey,
last week.
you know what? You're already better off than Felix because you put him in the correct category.
Yeah, I put Star Set at Melody of a Moment for Where the Sky Ends single. It's fantastic. I mean, it's super. How do I even describe this? It's high production, which of course is always top. And I kind of like this little electro element to it, right? Is that what you would call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an
It's
electro
like
element to it.
to me, I would dub Starset like an alternative like post-hardcore, which is something that we've been mentioning a lot on the podcast. So what Bring Me the Horizon has done, they've really carved a way for post-hardcore and some, even post-metalcore bands to they're like, hey, a direction that we could go in that's not, generic, maybe more harmonized and more accessible. So a lot of people will shit on that, but he's like, you know what? There's another way out. There's another direction.
That's the beauty of music. I mean, there's plenty of ways to evolve it. And this has so many elements that I like, great audio production. I like the lyrics, the electronic element.
Yes.
Yeah, I love electronic music. So adding that into it was just like, oh, and then I like hardcore, post-hardcore, punk, grunge, and it just incorporates a lot of different elements.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Two Door Center Club.
Yeah.
Door Center Club. A little
Wow, you're breaking
Wow.
his heart.
I'm sorry.
That's
Wow.
like an electro indie band.
It's,
Is it?
yeah, it's an
Yeah.
electro indie
Yeah.
poppy band.
Is it just me or they just have like one good song or I'm just being
No, I mean, it depends if you like that style of music.
Right.
That's super
I'm
subjective.
probably familiar with like one song of theirs.
That's why you only like one song of theirs.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what it is. But I can remember the name of the band, which is a lot more than I can say for a lot of
I don't know. Those two brain cells look they were struggling to get it.
Jesus.
A little bit, but I got it sometime.
But going back to the song, it's super melodic. It has a nice riff to it, and the chorus, it wakes me up. It gets me like, okay, I want to go for a jog. I want to go do something active with my life.
Yes. It sounds like a really good song to work out to.
Yeah.
Just in general, you just go for a jog. That's pretty nice.
Wow.
There's just like nothing else.
That's
to
just
say
so
about it.
weird for to hear. It's like workout. I listen to this and I could fall asleep to it. I was like, it's too soft for me.
Well,
Again,
I'm not saying my whole playlist is going to be this,
Right.
but
I
that's
listen to a
different.
lot of indie music, so I can tell you I can jog. to
Yeah.
this one.
We already know that.
Yeah.
Well, this would be hardcore for an indie music listener.
Right.
Right? This is a little rough for you, right?
Not really, honestly.
Just saying you brought up indie a lot.
So it's funny that this is your pick, like you alluded to, because this was fucking Felix's Chugs of choice last week, which beyond belief baffled me.
I mean, it did. What he did pick did have a little bit of a chugginess to it. I can see where he was going with.
I actually can't remember the name of the song before,
I don't remember it either.
but I thought I really liked the other song more than this. This felt like a ballad, which is it starts at what's the name of the song, George?
Oh, the name of the song is "Where the Skies End."
Where the Skies End. Down to the title, even the title, I'm just like, it sounds like a ballad.
Yeah.
And then when you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, like I get where they're going. And to me, the other one was a little. I hate to say it to prove Felix right. There was a bit more chugginess to it.
Yeah.
But it was very, very low and on the low end spectrum of the music. But this one, Where the Skies End, again, I like it. I really love the fucking vocal performance. The vocal performance is great. And exactly to your point of like the electronic aspects is cool. It adds to the alternative rock elements and the post-hardcore because it still does some bouncy, very minimal chuggy moments. But overall, I'm not impressed with it because I'm like, it just sounds like a ballad. This belongs like on the album. This would be that one ballad that you don't even do a music video for it. So that's why I don't understand why is this your second single for an upcoming album.
I do have to say, I would totally check out the video. It's pretty dope as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
That I
it was fantastic.
again, if anything, you guys should check out the previous single. I just, for the life of me, I cannot remember it, and I'm infamously known on the show for not remembering fucking track titles.
One more thing I wanted to mention is where you have something like A Day to Remember and Marshmello on the. I remember the name of the song. It's called Rescue Me.
Yes.
The electronic aspects of it sometimes overtake the actual music of it, whereas here for Starset, the electronic aspect does not overtake it; it just meshes with it, and it's a nice blending.
Yeah, it's
But
a nice compliment.
it is a ballad, and it might be the only ballad on the album.
I hope so,
But-
because the other one was a banger. I really wish I could remember the.
I guess they're just trying to
fucking damn name.
diversify, their songs and everything. And nowadays, I mean, this music video does not look like it was a super expensive music video to make.
Yeah, so the previous single was Manifest. I highly suggest you check out that one because that one's a banger. In the same realm, I know people are saying, like, bro, this is not going to be chuggy. And it's true. Fuck
It's
Felix. But to me, I did like it more than this fucking ballad, Where Skies End. All right, Finney. Now, finally, let's get to your melody at the moment.
My melody of the moment was another Australian band, Rare Words. And the song name is, I believe, is Numbered.
Rare Words. Oh, yeah.
Rare Words, yeah.
Okay.
Just solid song all the way through. The singing's really great. I really enjoyed the drumming in this song. I just had this blasting while I was taking a shower the other day, and it was just enjoyable. It's just one of those songs you just want
It's
to
a
go
shower
on.
song? That's
Yeah, it's a
funny.
shower song. You just enjoyed yourself
I
listening
actually
to the
get
song,
that.
honestly.
But you've been so good with, like, setting up the scenario for the song. Like, the mood. You know the
Yeah.
mood for the song.
Yeah, this is a song I would like casually throw on just to have something on, just background music or just in
Mhm.
general doing something
Yeah.
that requires a little bit of thinking. This is just great to just have on.
Okay. That's dope. I would describe Rare Words as, like, if this single number is any demonstration to what they are as a band, it's this, like, echoey post-hardcore band. That's the best way I could describe it. Maybe I'd say almost in the same vein as, like, Circa Survive, but less technical. Yeah, it's like a less technical Circa Survive because the way the vocal performance is kind of like he echoes. He does these, like, layered. His vocals are layered, especially in that chorus
This
when he
long,
sings like,
drawn-out
"Our
notes.
days are numbered." Like, yeah, it's those notes are elongated.
Yeah.
The notes on the guitar are elongated. So it's this, like, I don't want to call it sludgy because it's not that. I don't know what you would call
Drawn
that.
out?
Drawn out. It's like a drawn out guitar work.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Vinny. It's like a drawn out guitar work with this, like, atmospheric post-hardcore, and it's cool because it does get a little chuggy. It's like but the music crescendos there, and I really, really dig that even more because unlike the Starset song, like, it doesn't feel like a ballad, even though it starts off that way, and it does have that mood, like you were saying, like it's like a shower song.
Absolutely.
But
I really enjoy this singer.
it's the vocal performance
I
is
wish I knew
great.
his
Man.
name. Looking it up now here, but he's really great. Especially
Yeah.
those drawn out notes.
Yeah,
that he
it's
sings
cool
are
to
really
hold
good
those
as well.
notes in place. It's fucking sick, man. George, you're listening to it now. What do you think?
Not really impressed. Like, the singer's cool. You could tell he has a good vocal range and he's talented. But the song itself is just kind of like meh. I'm very like I want to put something else on. I don't know if I want to go softer or harder because this is like a weird middle ground. But it's just like,
It's definitely a mood song. It's moody.
yeah, you definitely have to be in the right mood for it.
This is like the kind of music I like to listen to. Stuff like You Could Remember, but also sounds very middle of the pack. Sort of like a lot of indie music, just putting it out there.
Okay, makes sense.
I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, it makes sense. I don't know. I would hear the whole album of theirs just to see what they have.
I'm excited to look at it.
Well, I disagree with George. It's like, well, I'll hear the next single to see if I could judge them from afar better because this is just one single, so I have no idea. Again, like what I said in the top of, I don't know if this demonstrates their overall vibe, but if it does, then cool, I'll check out another shit. Oh shit, they are from Australia.
Yep,
Like
Brisbane.
like Vinny said, yeah, Brisbane. Damn, bro, so many bands are Australian and they're so good. Something that's common in them is like there's always great vocal performances.
It must be something about having every animal there trying to kill you that makes you like really good at singing.
Okay, we're moving on. Jesus Christ. All right, so we're gonna move on to the wild card. So that's literally what it is. It's something fucking random. I like to call it the category is whatever the hell we want. So I'll start, and of course, I love cheating. I went with an album, Epicenter, from Aviana, metalcore band Aviana. I'm actually not sure where the fuck they're from. Man, I'm so bad at this. I can't believe I always do it like while recording.
I mean, this is your podcast. I figured you'd be a little more prepared.
You think so?
You think so?
Swedish. Holy shit! I actually did not. Wait, is that true? Yes. Yeah, they are Swedish. So look at that, Vinny. My ear failed me. I did not detect an accent. That's fucking crazy. So it's kind of funny coming off your pick, Vinny, of the numbered song by Rare Words. Aviana almost has the same vocal performance in the sense of is drawn out notes, especially they use the harmonies, but overlaid with insane chugginess. So that album, so something that for you guys to hear while I speak about the album, check out Heavy Feather. Heavy Feather, to me, what really makes Aviana, besides the vocals, which is really, really good, is the guitar work. So the vocal performance really complements the guitar work, but the guitar work is, to me, what's really at play here. It sounds like there's like 4 guitars. One is doing crazy harmonies and pitch harmonics with the crazy melodies. Maybe another one's actually doing other melody. And then bassy as fuck, super toned down bass. And then the chuggy fucking guitar that you can tell probably has like a bass string. So he could go really low on those breakdowns. And it's mind-boggling because it's to your point of like 100th of like it's nothing within the indie subgenre. But then Aviana is kind of nothing within the metalcore. But what really brings them out is that guitar work is like, hey, there's something else going on.
It's almost psychedelic.
It's psychedelic, yes. It's like there's way more happening in the guitar work. And then the vocals with some of the stop-start screaming and the overlaid vocal performance, especially on the clean vocals. And it's funny because it's such a point of contention on the podcast between Felix and I, how we always go butting heads with clean singing in metalcore. As the Lay Dying, Era, Auras, so many bands do it, and a lot of them do it very differently. Sometimes the music slows down, sometimes the music doesn't, like in the case of As Lay Dying. Aviana, I believe they're the case that the music doesn't really stop. So the momentum doesn't stop. But I feel that the notes just air out a little bit more for those clean vocal performances. So on singles like My Own Enemy, I think that was like the first single of this new album, Epicenter. It really showcased that Aviana was, bringing it because it started off really fucking heavy. And then my favorite song on the album, Epicenter, I believe it is called. Is it More Than a Name? Bro, I'm so bad with tracks. Yeah, I think it is this one. Yeah, More Than a Name.
These like really architect vibes from this.
Yes.
It's really dope.
Yes.
And I was listening to the actual EP.
It's perfect because that's a prime example of what they're doing. But they're staying more chuggy because Architects really approaches metalcore where they're like, we're about songwriting. So to give Sam Carter, who's I think the best fucking metalcore singer out right now, alive and currently active. So Sam Carter in Architects sings, screams, does every vocals, does throaty screams, does gutturals. That dude does every fucking thing in every corner of the ska genre. Aviana, their approach to it is like, we're going to do harmonized metalcore with chugginess, which is dope. They're not there yet to Architects, but I 100% agree with that comparison.
Yeah, they have that feel that vibe to
Yeah,
them.
that
Just
thick. They got that
it's
thick
just thick.
sound.
It's exactly. It's a thick. It just punches you right in the ear.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
actually a really early podcast episode title. Is Thick Sounds,
good.
and we misspelled thick. George, what do you think?
I really enjoyed the album altogether. I was gonna pick one
That's
of the
right.
songs.
You did hear the whole thing.
Yeah, I was gonna pick one of the songs for my chugs, and you're like, "No, you got to do the whole album if you're gonna pick it." So that's why I stepped back and let you take care of that.
No, I didn't even want to take it. I didn't mind you doing it. I want to make sure it's like, hey, this is your first foray into reviewing, heavy music. Are you ready to, even do a mini review of this album Epicenter by Aviana?
And not a chance, but I will say that Heavy Feather was a favorite as well as My Worst Enemy.
Red Sky is great.
Red
I think
Sky.
that's the last single before the album came out.
I mean, there were so many good songs on it. I was having a tough time deciding one song. And you're like, oh, you got to do the whole album. I was like, I can't do that.
Because I knew, friend of the podcast, Mike, as we call him on the show, Mike Jugs. Mike Jugs, he was a huge, he's a huge fan. He was on the podcast. He's a huge fan of cookie cutter metalcore. To a point that, like, I make fun of him all the time that he's into cookie core. Era, Aviana, like, he likes that. Chugginess and some clean vocals, sometimes move out. Because even one of his favorite bands is For the Fallen Dreams, which to me, you can't get more cookie than that.
Yeah, cookie core. I
Yeah.
like that. I think
That's a
you
great
might have
term.
coined it.
Yeah, so I want to move on from that. That was a mini review of Epicenter by Aviana. We all dug it, which is great. I'm pretty sure Felix might give his thoughts maybe next episode. I'm not sure. I'm more than pretty sure it's going to be a point of contention between us. Like, he's not going to dig the clean vocals. But I'm already saying I disagree because I dug him.
Well, Felix's main thing is that he doesn't like it to slow down, right?
Right.
And here you really don't feel that slow down
I
very
agree.
often. So I think he might actually like it a lot.
Cool. So let's see. Next episode. George, what is your wild card?
Well, my wild card was City State Wilt. And mainly because you showed it to me. You were like, oh, maybe you might like one of these for your wild card picks. I was having a tough time trying to find one. And I decided.
Yeah,
on
you're
this.
being pickier than my fiance choosing something to eat.
Ouch. Well, to be honest, I was trying to take this as a venture to step out of what I normally like. And funny enough, I didn't because I just couldn't find something different that I still liked. But
So it's funny, like, you chose kind of like me, another band that does the chugginess with clean vocals.
which is what I like.
Yeah,
That's just like my staple. That's why, Original Data Remember was a favorite band of mine.
right.
But with this song, Wilt, I felt like the sound production wasn't as good as some of the other songs we've spoken about.
I agree.
It was still nice, but the sound quality wasn't all there. But that clean thing,
They overuse the 808 thing. Like, every time it gets hard, it's the boom, and it's like, bro, it destroys my speakers in the car.
yeah, no, I could definitely see that happening. That's why I only use headsets. But then it destroys your eardrum, so
Yeah.
it works out. What I wanted to ask you was, though, if you knew if it was two singers or just one.
I'm pretty sure it's two.
It's two singers.
Because you hear the overlays of the clean singing and the screams sometimes. And this is, it's funny that you brought that up of Felix's problems on previous episodes. This is something that he would not like because the clean singing does stop.
Yeah,
It completely holds the momentum of the song.
100%.
And it's awesome. The momentum of the song is fucking chuggy as shit from the beginning of those guitar chords. And that scream that sounds like Currents. Currents, that's a metalcore band that's making waves since last month. Yes, that wasn't the pun.
You miss Felix that much, you have to make a pun?
Yeah. Hey, someone's got to be punny.
Oh.
Good point.
But yeah, you're right. It does stop momentum completely when it comes to the clean.
And they do every trope possible. They do
Yeah.
what I like to call the overproduction on the vocals. So he sounds super crisp during some areas. And then when he screams, it kind of goes like too high. So you can clearly tell that it's like redlining on like the audio waves.
Yeah.
And then he does the screaming, also does the megaphone thing.
Oh.
There's a point where he does the megaphone thing, and I'm like, bro, really? Like, that's so like 2008. And I get bands still do that, but it's so tropey. And then like they have that bridge where it then leads into the snare drum roll, and then it gets bombastic.
Yeah.
And then instead of getting to a breakdown, it cuts into the fucking chorus again with the clean vocals. And I'm like, oh my god, come on. So it's so tropey. I should hate this, but I don't.
I know, and I feel the same way. Vinny, you're listening to it. How do you feel?
I enjoy it. I honestly can't hit any beats that you haven't hit, especially the megaphone. That's pretty big.
No, I love that as he was saying it, I was getting to that part, and I was like, oh, yep, there it is. But it's just one of those things that if it's not broken, don't fix it. And just because you're hitting the tropes doesn't make it bad.
I really wish the sound production was better, man, especially in the guitar. The guitar is tuned down. It's tuned,
muted out.
It's tuned down, and the volume is raised too high. So then the vocals to me sound good. It's a great vocal performance from the screamer, but you could tell that the clean singer is probably the bassist or whatever. That dude needs to work on it, or get better singing lessons, or get the volume turned a little bit higher, because you already know he's going to be one of those clean singers that live you're not going to hear him.
Yeah, like the whoever's doing the audio for them live would need to raise his a lot higher than the lead singer,
or he'll be too tired, because clearly that dude is straining,
just shouting.
Yeah. So that was your wild card, Wilts by City State. I wonder where they're from, because I don't hear an accent. Now Vinny has me like subconscious about it too.
You're actively looking for it now?
Yeah, now I want to know.
Well, they're from Grand Rapids, Michigan, actually.
Dope. Okay. I was going to say, I'm like, because anything this trophy has to be American. Okay, Vinny, what's your wild card so we can finally get to our damn review?
Gotcha. My wild card here is Stray from the Path.
Them boys. And guess who's featuring? Say it. Someone?
Like the Counterparts? I don't remember the name. I'm sorry.
It's Brandon Murphy from Counterparts.
Yeah. The song is Kickback. And it kicks back, let me tell you.
It kicks?
Feel the kickback. Feel it.
I love the intro.
It's so good. It's just really good. I honestly can't say anything else about it. It's really
So how'd you hear of it?
You sent it to me, actually.
Okay, so that was the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just had it into my playlist. I just generate Straight from the Path is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The song is just one for the repertoire. It's just goddamn chug.
So they hit you on all those cylinders of like, they got that hip hop vibe, especially with the singer when he does that scatting, especially in the verses where he does like that scatting vocals and whatnot. God damn it, George. We got our own soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it's not Straight from the Path.
No, I mean, it's supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why my phone went off.
But the singer, when he does that scatty thing, I get like those hip hop vibes, and that's why. And I get why a lot of people don't like them, because they do. Well, what Straight from the Path has been dubbed as new hardcore, new metal, because they do the hip hop vibe like Slipknot, Korn, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, and you can tell they were clearly influenced by that era.
It's what I like to call bop. Just bob your head to it. It just feels good.
I can't even get mad at that.
It just feels good. It just throw it on and it's just go along with it. You just can't stop it.
Weird.
Well, it's the drum beat. That drum beat that you listen to, it's just makes you want to bob your head to it.
It's boombastic, but it's also fantastic.
Oh.
God damn it, Felix. He's like possessed me from afar.
Yeah. He's on the cruiser now doing some voodoo in his room.
For real.
And towards the video of it, the video is actually really cool too when you're watching it. It's just that yellow grainy footage of random things happening.
Oh, the test crashes?
Yeah, the test crashes.
I heard, and it's a crazy hot take, and I actually can't remember who the fuck who said it, so I can't even give him credit. Someone said that like the Straight from the Path scratches that itch of Rage Against the Machine in 2019, and I was like, that's crazy, because I get it, but it's, to me, it's not the same itch. Maybe it's the same area on your back that you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the edge. It's not the center of the
scratch. It's the closest you can get to it. Honestly, when I was listening to it, I was thinking that, because especially with the intro, the way that intro starts off, and I was just like, this takes me back to, no. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to think about that.
Yeah.
But you guys probably don't remember, but I shared a video of Denzel Curry doing a cover of Rage Against the Machine.
Yes, which is
incredible. It was great.
Bulls
on Parade.
Yeah, Bulls on Parade.
Dude, I've
Now that
heard
you say it, yeah,
I've heard a
can
fuck
see it.
ton of Rage Against the Machine covers. That is possibly the best one.
absolutely. Dude, Denzel Curry is so talented.
But yeah, I think Straight from the Path done one. But I mean,
think
with
so.
the singer, I actually don't remember now.
I'm
But-
pretty sure I've seen it.
So then, like we saw at the top, this is featuring Brendan Murphy from Counterparts. I think his part almost steals the song for me, because I love Straight from the Path. I dig them a lot. I can't wait to see them live once they come here with Counterparts, and they're for sure going to perform this fucking song, and I can't wait. But there's something about the vocalist, and it's a point of contention amongst fans and even hardcore fans, where he sounds so nasally. And I get it, and it's a bother for me as well. But I've gotten over the years because their music is such bangers. You get me? Like it's to me, it's party hardcore. It's hardcore music for parties. You throw this shit on, any of your boys are gonna enjoy this. You get me? But then when Brandon Murphy's part comes on, and he's like in the last minute of this 3-minute song, which is perfect. There's something about Straight from the Path that they know never to overstay their welcome. Where their songs are 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, no more than 3 minutes.
shortcut.
Right, because hardcore it's simple music. That's my hot take, man. Is hardcore is simple. Anyone can do it. Us three right now could jump on my rock band on the Xbox, and we could create our own hardcore song. You get me? And
I believe it. Why not?
right. It's not hard. It's hard to get it right, but it's not hard to create.
Yeah.
So Straight from the Path, they know how, like, hey, you know, we're striking lightning in a bottle. Let's not oversaturate it. And they've consistently, they're gonna, you know, they blend it with hip hop, they blend it with more hardcore, they throw in guest singers and whatnot, guest rappers on some release. Of course, I can't remember the fucking name because I'm dumb. But Brendan Murphy's vocal performance on this Kickback song featuring Straight from the Path, to me, almost steals the song for me. It almost makes me, I'm like, bro, can I have gotten him just do that part, the whole song?
That first,
Because it's so sick.
that first scream into the bullshit.
Oh, man.
So good.
It's so good. To me, it's like, it stood up the hairs because I didn't see the full title of it, Kickback featuring Brendan Murphy. I just saw Kickback featuring. And I was like, okay, whatever. And already I was thinking that was probably Brian Garrett from Knock Loose, because he's featured in fucking everything. It's fucking crazy. So I was like, oh, whatever. And as soon as I hear it, I was like, wait, I know those screams. I know those fucking screams. It's not an accent, but I know those screams. And I immediately looked and it was Brendan Murphy, and I was like, oh, dude, yes. It was so good.
It's good.
George, what do you think? So we can finally move on to the review.
I mean, I absolutely liked it. I don't feel the nasaliness of it.
The singer's nasally?
Yeah,
Bro, it's
I don't-
pretty
yeah.
clear.
Really?
Yeah, hold your nose, scream, you sound Straight from the Path.
Don't try it.
No, I'm not gonna try that. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was
Kick
enjoying the
back.
song. Thank you, Kevin, for that. But I was just really enjoying it. And you're right. When Brendan Murphy came on, I was like, damn, he's such a good singer.
He is.
He really is. Like, God, he knows what he's doing. He does it very well.
Punches through. Just punches right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that's exactly what it is. It feels like he punched through the fucking song.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to move on to finally our review. That was all of our picks, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure, because it's one more person extra, so I'm not sure if I counted correctly.
But you're into math, course. You should be able to do math.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I fell for that one. Yeah. You're right. Fuck me. All right, so we're going to finally review Knock Loose, them boys, them Kentucky boys. Their new album, A Different Shade of Blue. Fucking finally, because it's been 3 years since Laugh Tracks. Yeah, double check that, George. I see that you got it there on Spotify. Laugh Tracks was, I think, 3 years ago. 2016 or 2017, maybe. And
Yes, sir.
right there.
2016.
16.
Dude, 3 fucking years.
Wow.
Fuck me. What the fuck are you doing, Knock Loose? And I've gone on a tangent on the podcast before, so I don't want to do that again. But what the fuck were you doing for 3 fucking years? People were writing for you. Keith fucking Buckley from Every Time I Die is like, yo, Knock Loose will knock us off our pedestal because they're the next big thing with the Laugh Tracks album. And you slept for 3 fucking years. What are you doing? Again, I don't want to go off on that tangent again. because I want to talk about the new album, A Different Shade of Blue, which, and I'm quoting Vinny, it fucking slaps.
It fucking slaps. One thing, just to get it kicked off. A Different Shade of Blue is referring to my boss.
There's
You
a
wanna know
solid
why?
reason for this. A solid
There's
reason.
one reason. Where the fuck is the barking?
Oh,
I wanted some barking. There's multiple times throughout this whole record where you can hear it. You want it to come, and it never fucking does.
So would you say the album's all bite, no bark?
oh no.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
Felix.
Yes,
Oh no.
I would, but it still absolutely fucking slaps all the way through. How many songs is this?
Do 12.
12 songs.
So
It's 38 minutes of straight fucking slapping.
So okay, so now since you brought it up, I really want to leave it last. To me, that's my gripe. Like what I was just saying, straight from Pap, they never overstayed their welcome. Knocked Loose really overstayed their welcome. It's as if they were trying to overcompensate for missing out of 3 years of fucking material. They give us an overly packed fucking album of 12 or 13.
12
It feels like fucking 13. It feels like 14, bro. And every time I'm listening to the album, I'm like, bro, is this another song I forgot about? So, to Vinny's point, it fucking slaps, bro. And I completely get you that. Different Shade of Blue is a perfect description of my balls after the end of this album. But it's also my head because it's 12 fucking tracks.
It's long.
Dude, after 5 songs, I'm like, okay, I kind of need to listen to something else as a palate cleanser and then go back to it. So to me, it's crazy. It took me 2 listens to finish it. And on the second listen is when I finally heard the Keith Buckley track. And which is... Fuck. God damn it.
Keith Buckley, Forget Your Name.
I'm literally
Forget
having
it.
it highlighted.
And that song is incredible. And that song gets me more mad because we haven't had an Every Time I Die album in like 2 years. Or maybe 3 as well. So I'm like, dude, Keith Buckley, what the fuck are you doing now? So now I'm mad again for more unreleased music from another band. And it's just, this album took me on a fucking roller coaster ride, man. And there's a song specifically I really want to shout out, which I think it's, yes, Guided by the Moon. I think, infamously known. Again, I am the mathcore fan. So I like noisecore, I like chaos, I like speed, I like technicality, I like insanity. To me, it has to be incredible for something to be sludgy, slow, and heavy, and for me to like it. Guided by the Moon is, I think, the slowest Knocked Loose song I've ever heard, and it's awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's the slowest song in their whole.
It's the
repertoire.
only one that's probably like halftime.
Yeah. It's still fucking
The
slaps.
drum is so stupid simple. It sounds like a baby just learned to walk and they planted it on a drum set.
Yeah. That's spot on.
It's so awesome. And again, like, we really like this album. And I know, George, I'm going to get to you right now. But this length just to me kills the momentum, man. They're great with the song length.
Yeah.
The song structures. The structure of the album is perfect. The way it starts, the way it ends, the middle, that's like this crazy roller coaster ride. It starts with Bond or Road. What is it?
Belleville.
No, fuck.
Belleville.
Then I'm fucking retarded because where's the one that's Road something or
Road
Bond?
23 is like all the way down.
Wow,
That's
I'm an
towards the
idiot.
end.
I'm an idiot. That's towards the end. And I always started it with that song. Damn, I'm dumb.
That doesn't even make sense.
Is it because you put your shit on shuffle?
Yes.
Ah.
Remember, it's mind numbing.
So you don't get the flow of the album,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that a lot of artists do is they make their album flow to a certain feeling.
It's hardcore. It's all the same.
Hot take right there.
It's not that hot. Come on, even Knocked Loose. Well,
I
okay.
would have to agree with Kevin here. I don't think the flow of the album is that crazy because every song starts on a 9 and it keeps you at a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It maybe goes down to like a 7 and goes back to 9.
I think it's like song number 5 in The Walls, where like the very like last 30 seconds is like a radio recording that reminded me of a video game. I don't know if you guys ever seen PT, the Silent Hills playable trailer.
Okay.
Where like you're stuck in a house where the father murdered his wife and the kid, and that's what the recording's talking about.
Oh
A
wow.
father walked in the house with I believe, a gun and killed both the kid, and he just sits outside in the car listening to the radio till the cops get there.
That's dark.
it's just straight up dark, and it's like the lowest moment, and you just get hit in the face right again by God of the Moon, like right away. It just picks up
And it's-
right again, and just
Man.
fucking ravishes you. It's so,
But it's so
good.
slow. Guided by the Moon is it's like it's draining you. And it's like, yo, like it's like the last mosh of the night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it
and it's
feels like.
smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I learned from hanging out with people who produce music and DJs and everything like that is when you go to do, let's say, like a set or anything, you want it to ebb and flow. So that way people aren't dead tired. You keep them at 9 all night
Right.
and they're just going to be exhausted halfway through.
To me, that's the problem with the album.
I mean, you have Guided by the Moon right in the middle to like, hey, relax for a second.
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's
bring this down.
Track what? 6
6
in a 12 track album.
It's right in the middle.
You get me? Dude.
I just feel like it's just like a driving up back again. Every slow hit
Yeah.
of the big snare, just boom, boom, boom.
It's
Just fucking-
nuts, man.
It's so good.
I hate that I'm sounding like I'm going on tangents with her. But like, okay, of the newer songs that were not singles, that are also bangers, but like really, really notable besides like Guided by the Moon and Roll 23, I think fucking George just played it. A Serpent's Touch is fucking amazing. Because that added Emma Boster. Jesus, Booster. I can't fucking see this
Booster
shit.
Gold.
Yeah, Booster Gold, fucking DC fan. Her additional screams are so good and so well welcomed in what I feel like a bloated Knock Loose album. To me, it's a breath of fresh air. But what sucks is that it's just on another insane Knock Loose album and it goes over 3 minutes, and it's just like, dude, like this is fucking exhausting.
I mean, the main thing I'm super excited for is October 23rd when they're here in concert.
Yeah.
You got to work on
Because-
your cardio, son.
Oh, I mean, I'm ready for it. Every single song, I was like, I imagine myself in the pit, just like ass, blood, and guts everywhere. Because there are going to be so many high kicks, you won't even be able to count.
But of bangers on the album, including the singles, I'm sorry. When we go see them live, the one I'm gonna fucking go absolutely crazy for this new material is Mistakes Like Fractures. Mistakes Like Fractures is an absolute fucking banger since that single came out. And dude, there are random points in the day that I just do like a 2 stomp on the floor, and I swear to you, in my head, I just hear Brian Garrett just scream, "Mistake like fracture," and I just throw my elbows behind me. I fear for the day that my fiance, she finally moves in, I'm gonna fucking just elbow her in the fucking chest or her face because she's shorter than me, and I might do that, and I might not apologize until I'm done singing.
The screeching guitar in that song, that was so fucking good.
It's so
Dude.
sick too because it's so well placed. That's the thing that the Knock Loose has done really well is I know it's funny because I'm saying that it's like an overly stuffed album, but the song structures on those songs that are fucking bangers, they know how to do it so well, man. They know it's like they could read the mind of the listener and the audience. Where like they know where people are gonna do a wall of death. So they know they gotta hang on that note a little longer. They know where someone might, let's say, take a breather and they need some resuscitation. They do that screechiness, and then people are just gonna get revived and just keep, windmill kicking and shit like that. So it's like they really know how to structure live mosh pit anthems. And to Vinny and I already know, we read that. Who did that interview with the guitarist? Bandcamp. The Bandcamp interview with the guitarist of Knock Loose, where he dropped out of high school to pursue Knock Loose full
At
time.
16 years old.
Yeah, and that dude now is what, 22? That's
Still chugging.
That's fucking insane.
Chugging harder than ever.
And that dude, and I love the way he puts it. He's like, yeah, like we're not gonna introduce new people to this genre, but maybe their friend will. And we're not breaking new ground, but what we're doing is we know our audience and we're going to have a good time with them. And I'm going to write music for that audience. So to me, that's cool. That's very adolescent thinking of song structure and songwriting. Eventually, he's still 22, which is still young. That dude is going to grow the fuck up and be like, okay, we need to do something different. What they're doing now is still great. It's still awesome. I put them on for a specific thing, and they do that specific thing really well.
Mhm.
But now the problem is, I only put them on for that specific thing. They need to break out of that shell.
You see, you say that, but then when someone does that and they don't do it to your liking, then you shit on them.
It depends how it's approached. Perfect example, and I hate that I always bring them up on this fucking podcast, is Bring Me the Horizon. You get me? They broke out of a shell, and what they do, they literally carved a new path for a subgenre to go to.
Yeah.
Crown the Empire now does that. Starset is heading that way. You get me? Like, bands are sounding like that because they're like, oh shit, there's a new direction. Knock Loose could do that. Knock Loose came out in a time with like Code Orange, Straight from the Path, where that wheeziness in the guitar, the screechiness, these mosh pit anthems were becoming a thing where these bands were only making a name for themselves through pitting, through moshing. So they're like, okay, we're going to go 110% on every 2-3 minute song to make sure the audience will go 110% for us, even though we're sounding like shit and recording in our mom's basement. So they've made a name for themselves now. Now Straight from the Path is a household name. Knock Loose, them boys. You get me? They're a fucking meme.
Kentucky.
They're a meme. We just talked about arf arf. There's no barking.
Yeah.
You get me? A friend of the podcast, Mike. I asked him, hey, come on the show. Felix is not gonna be on. When I asked you to as well, I asked Mike so we can just have a whole party. And fucking Mike was like, is that the band that barks? And I was like, okay, all right. Immediately I'm like, okay, I already know Mike is not gonna be in on this review, and I want to have fun with it. But it's like they're more than that. And it sucks that when I think of it, I'm like, they're not really much more than that.
God damn, Kevin.
Yeah.
Although
You
it's
just
like
have a realization, like an epiphany.
Yes. It's just like they're more than that, but it's like not that much.
it is one song where they do the barking, but it's
I know.
so iconic.
It's so iconic.
What is it? Counting Worms? I think it's called.
No, it's I thought it was the Bates one.
I don't think so. I think
It's on Laugh Tracks. Check it out, George. It's on Laugh Tracks.
It's so rememberable because it's right before
Rememberable?
I'm
Holy shit, you're
Good
a fucking
English.
meme, Vinny.
good English.
That Esau, right, George?
I wasn't gonna say this
Oh my
time. I was
God.
trying to.
Rough.
Is it Dead Ringer? The song Dead Ringer from Laugh Tracks? Dude,
It's their most popular one.
That-
It literally has 5 million plays. It has to be that one.
yeah.
None of their other songs have that many plays.
That's when you know you are a meme band where people don't know the source of the meme itself.
No, yeah, it's Counting Worms.
Oh, it's
Counting what?
Worms.
Counting Worms.
Counting Worms.
Yeah.
That's not even their most played song.
I
That's
understood.
crazy.
That's my bad, but that was your accent. Then again, I have an accent too. So fuck me.
Yeah, you can't say rare.
Rare.
Where?
I said rare. I said rare twice on this podcast.
I know you have, and you didn't say it right the other times.
Fuck you guys. You're never coming on this podcast again. No, this has been fun, man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the fucking album.
I do want to say this. The one song that I'm looking forward to, and I was just playing it right now, and I still Wander South, because the opening of that, I'm literally going to run and body tackle someone. I'm just going to launch myself into the air, and I don't care if it's the biggest guy or the littlest guy. I'm hitting you chest to chest, and something's going
You're
to
just
happen.
trying to end someone. That's what you're trying to do.
I'll
You're trying
probably
to
end up ending
someone.
myself. But you know what? It'll be worth it.
So damn, it sucks that Felix is not here. So there's a very infamous, and I know you've heard the stories, George. So Vinny, I'll tell it to Vinny and listeners. So there's a very infamous story in my concert going, especially with Felix. Hell, even Amir, my former roommate, who's now moved away, knows about it because I took him to a concert before, and he was there. There's a guy, there's like a mythological mosher, and we call him Mr. Mosh. And it's this really hulking of a fucking man that wears a plain black t-shirt and in a white, solid, like Arial font, it just says Mosh in the center of the chest. And that dude destroys the pit in every concert I've ever seen him at. And every time, like, it's like an ongoing joke now amongst like our circle of friends, Felix, Mike, and I, our friend of the show, Fernando, where we're like, we're going to take that dude on. We're going to take that fucking dude.
You have to bring him on.
Right.
Absolutely.
So then this one time, taking Amir, and you both know Amir's huge.
This was his first concert, right?
The first metal, Born of Osiris was there, and I can't remember who the fuck else, but it was fucking crazy. Upon a Burning Body was there as well. So it was a crazy, deathcore, metalcore show. So we take Amir, and we're like, dude, if you see Mr. Mosh, we want you to fucking get him. And just know, we got your back, because we're big guys too, but we're not bigger than Mr. Mosh. And it's funny.
No one's bigger than Mr.
And it's
Mosh.
funny how like he's become a meme. Like we call him by that. We call him Mr. Mosh as if like he's respectable or something. So we don't know the dude. We don't know his name. We just call him Mr. Mosh because he's there at every fucking show. So of all shows, he wasn't there. But there was this we call him the replacement. We called this other mythological one, we call him the Blob. It's this enormous fat dude that was just destroying the pit that day. And Amir was drunk, of course, and he's like, I could rock that fucking dude. And it was so funny. And we were all like, dude, I don't know. He's actually bigger than you. And he's taking on people, windmilling and fucking ninja kicking. And he's taking those people on and just destroying them. And we're like, we don't know. So by the end of the night, he never did it. To this day, you bring up any concert, he's like, I want to go just so I could fucking rock the Blob. And that became a meme. Like it's become this mythological dude that Amir just wants to take on.
David and Goliath, but there's no David.
Yeah, just it's just
Goliath and Goliath.
Oh my god.
So it'll be funny. It'll be funny now that we're talking about Knock Loose and we want to go see them live. And let's say the Blob or Mr. Mosh is there, and hopefully Amir goes so he could rock them.
I believe they're going to be at the Kelsey Theater.
No, it's in Margate. So
You
it's
sure?
fucking O'Malley's bar.
Oh no, not O'Malley's.
Yeah, this what sucks.
I'm not a fan.
A hardcore show at a bar, at a small bar, is gonna be disgusting.
And it's always awkward because you have like the regulars at the bar just looking at you like these wild and crazy satanic kids.
It's weird.
These satanic kids.
It's
And
weird.
okay.
So they just randos to the side of a hardcore concert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's so
Reverse. It's a bar first, and
Yeah.
there's just a stage in
On
the
the
corner of this bar, and there's all out death metal, deathcore, and metalcore and hardcore shows at this fucking small place.
do they like wear earplugs and shit? Like, it's just
I
like
have no clue.
Probably.
if you're not into it, you just straight up not going that day.
I
No,
have
the
no clue.
regulars are there.
Yeah.
The regulars
Just
are
don't give a
there.
fuck.
Yeah,
Because they're like they're there to drink. They don't care.
I went there to see Rage
Right.
War, and people were just there, like eating fries and drinking a beer, and they're like, "What the fuck is happening?" It was so funny.
That's the thing I never understood. If you go to O'Malley's, you know they do this every now and again, like once a month or whatever.
No, it's way often. It's almost every weekend.
It's always well when I went, it was not that frequent.
Okay.
But it's just like it's a small little stage to the side. It's literally your typical like warehouse hardcore show. And it's just you can literally be like, hey, look, the singer's right there, high five.
Yeah, because there's no security to stop.
There's no security, there's nothing. It's super like homegrown, and then there's a bar with a bunch of old people.
So Vinny, if we go, what's the new album song that you would absolutely rock somebody?
Oh,
Yes. It's a great way to put
Wait,
that.
so what was yours?
Mine was and still I wonder South.
Mine is Mistake Like Fractures.
I
For
would
sure.
have to agree with you as well. Mistake by Fractures just feels
Come on,
good.
why'd you steal mine?
Makes me
not
different.
stealing it. Oh, something
Forget your name is
I
also good. Road
I
23.
would think Road 23 will be for yours because you love we joke about you of Vinny Two Speed
Yeah.
double time Vinny double time
Double time
Vinny
Vinny.
two-time.
Vinny two time, but Road 23 is a faster Knock Loose song. It's short. It's only fucking 2 minutes and 20
Because
seconds.
it's so fast. If you slow it down to half speed, it makes sense.
It sounds like Guided by the Moon.
You're either Road 23 or Guided by the Moon.
Yeah. But one that I would really like, I would really, really, really dig, is A Serpent's Touch, man. There's something really special about that fucking song, but it is I don't know who that chick is. I don't know who that the singer is, Emma Bolster. I don't know where she's from. I'm gonna check her out after the podcast. But then, of course, George has it up. That song with Keith Buckley, like I said earlier, just gets me so mad that there's no other Every Time I Die album. And I really hope we don't wait another 2 or 3 years because I want some of that shit soon. So yeah, so I guess we could end it there unless you guys got any other things you want to say about the album and the show.
I just pulled up Emma Boster. Man, I wanted to say Booster now. Great, thank you.
Yeah. What I'm pulling
Yeah,
up
she
here
looks
is
like she
a random
screams.
Facebook.
She looks like, she screams.
What she does on the song
I
is
mean-
fucking awesome. It's funny because she sounds like Brian Garrett, but higher pitched, which is crazy. Because girls in hardcore is very rare.
She has one credit on her Genius profile, which is Surface Touch.
Nice. I mean, I fucking would too if I wasn't on a Knock Loose song, even if I was the only one barking.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're ended there. If you guys got nothing else,
I'm good.
George and I, we got this other podcast, Rogue Nation, where it's geek culture. Check us out there. You can check out more of George's opinion.
I'm pretty sure no one's gonna like my opinion. At least on this podcast.
We'll see. Hey, you'll be surprised. Well, again, last week's podcast, we got feedback of too many zoos. And I fucking hated Felix when he brought that up. And I'm like, dude, that's not even metal. And our one comment on YouTube, like specifically thanking us by Andre Covesi, great fan of the podcast. He shouted out too many zoos. So I was like, all right, fuck it.
Maybe I'll get a shout out because I shared it on Felix.
Yeah.
I love you, Felix. Don't hate me.
Vinny, you had a good time?
Absolutely. I'd love to come back sometime.
And shit on more Vinny, more indie bands.
Always.
I'm gonna call them now Vinny bands.
Vinny bands.
Vinny bands.
Vinny bands.
You know what? I dig it.
We should reconvene after the next concert.
Yeah, and talk about the experience.
Yeah.
Dope.
See who got body.
So once again, we are Metal to the Core. Well, not once again because you guys are new, but hope you guys come back soon because this was really fucking fun. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter. No, we are not on Twitter. I'm sorry.
We should.
Let us know if we're on Twitter. If you want us on Twitter.
Kevin's on Twitter.
We're on Instagram, and for the first time, we got a Facebook page. Please like it. Keep up with all the episodes there and all the memes. I keep sharing all the memes, and it's fucking hilarious. And we are on all podcast platforms. Again, Metal to the Core Podcast. Send us your user submission to metalcorepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll shout you out maybe your unsigned band music. And on YouTube, please comment and subscribe there. Ring that bell, as Felix likes to say.
I mean, that's the same.
Yeah. So what is it? Smash that bell.
Smash that bell.
Smash the like button. Subscribe. Smash that bell.
Arf, arf.
Arf, arf, arf.